So in the Fosse orchestra there are like different musical members submersed in the canal, and they're discussing with each other, and there is a conductor that sits outside, so visible to the audience, and as soon as it starts to move, the concert starts, and it will happen in intervals of every 20 minutes. I'm very interested in the sound of a place, of a landscape, or also in objects, and I'm trying to reinforce that sound to let it become an own narrative layer and to become a sculpture. It's an orchestra, and so each piece is an individual voice, and they are communicating with each other. So it's like a narrative that comes from a different time layer that is exposed. So I see the night also like something where everything slows down, and another kind of narrative can be experienced. So in the Nuit Blanche, by stopping the traffic and having the night, you have less information. It's more like a minimalistic approach to a narrative, and so the soundtrack here will come up and become an orchestral dialogue. I hope that the audience is becoming part, or can find a place of perspective where you can follow this kind of conversation, this kind of musical conversation. So the first time I worked with this kind underwater idea was in 2010 at an exhibition at the Centre d'Art de l'Île de Vassivière, where a whole city was submerged in the 50s to create the first water dam. So I wanted to give this lake a kind of a voice, and it was part of my whole idea about fragmentation and how to fragment cinema. So sound is always very important with all my films, but sometimes I try to create singular enigmatic pieces of these fragments. So the soundtrack was existing underwater, and I was projecting only a white light onto the lake, so the lake became a screen. Here in this project, I'm very interested in trying to bring out the layers of a city and the consistency of the canal, so what kind of narrative layers can be maybe submersed there.